Recently, I was thinking to myself, I wonder what the most valuable coin in the world is. Well, I found an article that told me what the most valuable coin in the world is. But before we answer this question, I thought I might try to set the scene for you. Let us imagine, if we can, let's say that, this Tuesday the stock market crashes and the banks begin to fold. With no hope of the stock market's recovery, you and everyone else sees their friends and family lose their entire life savings in the blink of an eye. The majority of the populace withdraws their money, creating a domino effect which topples even more banks, until nearly half the banking institutions in the United States have closed. The nation's unemployment rate is 28%. The country's manufacturing facilities are operating at less than 2/3 capacity. Millions of people are homeless. Farming communities are devastated as commodity prices fall drastically, making it impossible for farmers to pay their debts, further crippling the small rural banks that hold their mortgages. Millions are out of work and unable to find jobs locally, and many hit the road. Some have cars, many do not. Those who do not have cars board freight trains or hitchhike, crisscrossing the United States, hoping to find a job in one of the towns along the way. Jobs are so scarce that literally thousands of people apply for one opening. Shanty towns start to pop up outside many cities. The inhabitants of these towns live in shelters built out of found materials like corrugated tin roof, scrap wood, driftwood, and even cardboard. Those citizens who have gold and silver begin to withdraw their deposits. The gold supply dwindles, and the country faces possible insolvency. The President of the United States issues an executive order prohibiting the hoarding of gold and requires all citizens to turn their gold in for paper currency. I, as President, do declare that a national emergency exists, and that the continued private hoarding of gold and silver by subjects of the United States possesses a grave threat to peace, equal justice, and the well-being of the United States, and appropriate measures must be taken immediately to protect the interests of our people. I hereby order all gold coin, bullion, or other such possessions of gold and silver be tendered to agents of the government of the United States. As a United States citizen, you are no longer able to legally possess gold or silver. Rumors start to spread that citizens' safe deposit boxes are to be seized and searched for gold. Now you have a scant understanding of what was taking place in this country during the time this coin was minted, and this is important in understanding the value of this coin. This coin is a 1933 double eagle, now known as Exhibit 18E, and its market value, $7.6 million. It is kept in the lobby of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, encased in bulletproof glass, guarded by an armed guard, and monitored by a security system. They should have never been minted, but they were. They were never intended to circulate, but some did. Somehow, some way, Exhibit 18E and a few other 1933 double eagles escaped the confines of the Philadelphia Mint, and ever since then, the United States Secret Service has chased these coins across 3 continents over the span of 70 years through 13 administrations and 12 presidents. The game players in this mysterious saga have involved some of the most famous coin collectors in the world, an Egyptian king, confidential informants, and a sting operation at the Waldorf Astoria. Why has the government pursued them so arduously? That's one of the mysteries of this coin. It has inspired 2 novels, 2 non-fiction books, and a television documentary. It's January 1933, and Congress has just passed the Gold Reserve Act, allowing the President to nationalize, in effect, the gold held by the Federal Reserve. This increases the price of gold per ounce, yet devalues the dollar. The director of the U.S. Mint ordered the nation's gold coins to be melted into gold bars. It is a massive undertaking, and it isn't until early 1937 that the U.S. Mint sends $50 million worth of coins, including the now famous 1933 double eagles, to the furnace. Israel Swift, a Philadelphia jeweler and coin dealer, comes into the picture. According to U.S. Secret Service documents, Swift offered several of the 1933 double eagles to some of the most prominent collectors and dealers of the time. One of these double eagles is the coin now known as Exhibit 18E. Swift sells Exhibit 18E to a Texas dealer, who then sold the coin to King Farouk of Egypt for $1,575. Soon afterwards, another double eagle showed up in an auction notice for Stax, a rare coin dealer in New York. But before the coin can be sold, U.S. Secret Service agents confiscate it. Though they were too late to stop the sale of Exhibit 18E, they are now aware that at least 2 of these coins are circulating outside of the mint, and the government has been fanatical about seizing and destroying these coins. Robert W. Hogue, curator of North American Numismatic Society, says they're famous because the government has been seizing them since the 1940s. In Swift's statement to agents, he said he didn't have any record of where, when, or how he obtained these coins, but he claimed he did not buy them from any employees of the mint. Later, the U.S. Secret Service's investigation revealed that more than likely, Swift purchased these double eagles from a corrupt mint employee, and in 1945 they were ready to press charges. Swift got lucky and dodged a bullet, as the statute of limitations had already run out. In 1952, King Farouk was ousted and sent into exile. The ousting military group decided to auction off Farouk's belongings, including a massive gold coin collection containing 8,500 pieces, one of which was the 1933 double eagle. U.S. Treasury officials saw the catalog for the auction and immediately asked the Egyptians to remove the double eagle and return it to Washington. Shortly thereafter, the double eagle was removed and subsequently vanished, never to be seen again. But then, 40 years later, Stephen Fenton, a coin dealer and member of the British Numismatic Trade Association, purchased the double eagle from an Egyptian jeweler whose client had military ties. Fenton paid $210,000 for the coin and arranged to sell it to an American dealer named Jasper Perino for $850,000. Fenton flew from London to New York and went to the Waldorf Astoria, where he presented the coin to Perino. Perino had already arranged to sell it to Jack Moore, a dealer from Texas, for $1.65 million. Fenton became nervous and feared Perino had plans to steal the coin, as the man with him was extremely nervous and was shaking as he examined the coin. Just then, U.S. Secret Service agents burst into the room, guns in hand, and seized the coin, throwing Fenton and Perino to the ground. Moore, Perino's buyer, had contacted the United States Secret Service and helped arrange an undercover sting. Fenton was charged with conspiring to convert to his own use and attempt to sell property of the United States. His lawyer was able to get the charge dropped, and then it turned into a straight-up legal battle for the coin. Flash forward 5 years. It's late January. Just days before the court case, the United States Secret Service, in an unprecedented move, offers to sell the coin and split the proceeds with Fenton. The Double Eagle is transferred from the Treasury Vault at 7 World Trade Center and put in Fort Knox. Then comes September 11th, 2001, and the terrorist attacks of 9/11. Had the coin not been moved, it would have been destroyed and lost forever. The auction kicks off in front of a standing room only crowd, and the opening bid is set at $2.5 million. 6 minutes later, the hammer dropped. An anonymous bidder won with a bid of $6.6 million. Add on to that a 15% buyer's premium, and you end up with $7.59 million, nearly twice as much as anyone had ever paid for any coin. The anonymous buyer is an American who has no interest in any other coin than this one. He never brought the coin home, but loaned it to the American Numismatic Society, who displays it at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. And there you have it, the story of the most valuable coin in the world.